Angela Santarelli here on behalf of Godspeed. I am very honored to introduce you to Greg Hastings. He speaks not only on behalf of our country, he speaks directly out of Florida. And with that, I'm going to waste no time, for it is of the essence, and I would like to give this time to Greg to explain to you his purpose as far as our government is concerned. Greg.
Hello, Angela. Hi, Matt. Thank you for giving me this opportunity to speak. And let me just get right to the point. What I've done is compile a lawsuit. I've got a year wrapped into this and support from a lot of people across the United States. That lawsuit is termed as the people/taxpayers of the United States of America versus the federal government, including former President George W. Bush, going far back as George H.W. Bush, his father, also including Barack Obama, and about 30 defendants, from Eric Holder to the Department of Homeland Security and right on down the line to the IRS. What I'm trying to bring awareness of to the people at large in the country is that it doesn't matter. This is not an issue of who's a Republican, who's a Democrat, who your favorite congressperson is, whether it's a senator or a representative of the House. We have a big problem in the United States. And the problem is comprised of all kinds of different problems, from the economy down to the illegal alien status. Okay? You can't flood the country with 30 million people at the expense of the American taxpayers. So the thing is, voting is not going to solve the problems that we're facing right now. Voting and the typical political agenda follows, and I support the Republicans have a better view and the Democrats have a better view. This is not going to work. You have to stop the wheels of progress. Okay? The way you do that is it's almost considered like a bankruptcy. Everything stops in a bankruptcy, and the trustee, in our case it would be the trustee group, puts the country back on track, and that's the plan that I have. And I have a lawsuit that shows how that plan would be implemented.
Excellent, Greg. Oh wow, this is some serious stuff. Please go on, please.
Well, I don't want to take up too much of your time. I appreciate the time you are giving me. But what I've come up with is called the U.S. People's Trustee Group. What the trustee group would do is, first of all, we have no lawyers in the group, we have no senators, and we have no representatives of the House.
Excellent.
The reason for that is we want business-minded people, because the operation of the United States has not been run like a business. It's been run like a piggy bank for a bunch of underhanded lion crooks and their cronies, and that includes Barack Obama and George Bush.
Absolutely.
Back as far as George Bush's father. Now, I've got proof beyond any doubt whatsoever. I'll challenge any single engineer they can put before the United States on international television, unedited, live TV broadcast, that the United States bombed its own World Trade Centers, and it was an inside job, and it's all about money and control. Of course, the people of the United States are sold, all the poor passengers that died in Flight 175, and all the crash in Shanksville, Pennsylvania, all those people trapped out in no man's land, and they died. The hole, I'm just referring you to one particular thing, that big hole where you saw that the jetliner in Shanksville, Pennsylvania, on 911 supposedly crashed, left the big indentation in the dirt. We're all familiar with that. We've seen it 1,000 times on the news. I have satellite images of that hole from 1994. That hole was specifically chosen by the United States military because it looks from a satellite like the imprint of an air jetliner. So this is the kind of propaganda that's put before us as though we're a free nation, but we're getting slammed by these idiots in Washington that control the media, and we swallow and suck down everything they feed us.
And Greg, as a former journalist, I second that. I will tell you right now from my own experience as an NJPA award winner, when I was told to slant or write a story in a certain way, that's the way it went. And if I did not, I would pick up the paper the next day and my own words would have been manipulated. It's what they, the higher ups, want. And I not only agree with what you're saying, but a supposed conspiracy theory, it is not. Please go on. I would like to give you at least another couple minutes to, let us. What do we have to look forward to? As I know you're going to be bringing this to actually the steps in Washington when you're finished with the suit. Yes.
I'll be personally delivering this suit to the United States Supreme Court in Washington, D.C. The reason that I have to do all this by myself is because, first of all, I couldn't find a lawyer across the entire United States with $10 million up front that has the nerve and the balls to do it.
Absolutely.
That's why we have to go after the government as the people of the United States, because we hold the power. These suckers work for us. With President Obama, President Bush, Eric Holder, Nancy Pelosi, Dianne Feinstein, it doesn't matter who the person is. When they're up there, they have one job, and that job is you uphold the laws of the Constitution, not the slanted, amended disgrace of a Constitution that you've all created. But you can't take bits and pieces of the Constitution and pick it apart. If you don't want to go by the old Constitution, the original Constitution of this country, you shouldn't run for office. And if you do what Barack Obama is doing, I'll give you a pride and joy comment here. Barack Obama has former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton sends her to the United Nations. And nobody in the United States is aware, maybe you, maybe Matt, myself, and a couple of people that support us and agree with us, but Hillary Clinton signed on behalf of the United States away our rights. People have to hear me loud and clear. The Secretary of State of this country, Hillary Clinton, signed a private secret agreement with the United Nations to ban possession of all ammunition. Doesn't matter if it's a 22 or a long barrel rifle. It doesn't make a difference if it's an AR-15 or a Smith & Wesson 9mm. Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama and the administration have signed a declaration agreement with the United Nations to take away every single weapon of the United States citizens. Do you know what it's under the guise of? Oh, National Small Arms Treaty. So this way, Barack Obama can look the American people in the eye and say, oh, well, this wasn't something that I did with my administration. This is international law. Since when does Germany have the balls or the nerve to tell me what gun I can carry? If my neighbor wants a flamethrower or a bazooka, it's his business. Just don't point it at me.
Excellent.
But the United States government is crawling all over us, and people need to read.
Greg, listen, not only aside, and just to wrap this up and to prove that, exactly everything you're saying is, who's to say it's the truth? The truth is, and that will come out. But Greg, every light I go to now, there's a camera watching me. There's cameras everywhere. If people don't see, literally, I want you to go to a red light and not, they're everywhere. We're being watched, heard, listened to, and yes, while they're also taking away our right to bear arms. People need to listen to you, listen to me, and listen to all the others that have the balls and the bravery to stand up, because we are the people, Greg. And I want to thank you so much for your time. And I'm going to, this audio obviously is complemented by a narrative that, listeners can also read, and ways that they can contact you for, just concerning.
My information to anybody you want, Angela. I have no problem talking or writing with anyone.
Excellent. Great. Thank you so much for your time, and Godspeed.
Thank you.